Hi, I'm Mike Handberger with Tricky Fast Studios. Today I'm going to show you about the Navmesh navigation system in CAT. By the end of this video, you should be able to generate a Navmesh in Unity using the built-in tools, add a Navmesh controller to a NPC, and then have them either wander around a path, follow the player, or move randomly. So let's get started. I have this little scene here. It's pretty much empty. There's a couple of obstacles to walk around on. And there's a player that's set up as a first-person sort of controller and a camera. So the first thing we should do is create the Navmesh. So in order to do that, you need to open the navigation window, which you can do from Window, Navigation. Now, we already have all this stuff set up so that everything in the scene that should be has this navigation static thing set. And it's all in this walkable area. You want to make sure your player is not set up as navigation static, along with anything like this little lift here that's going to move shouldn't be navigation static. This is all built into Unity. This really has nothing to do with CAT at this point. So over here, we hit the bake button. Takes a couple seconds. You can see we have a Navmesh now. So that's all set. The next thing we want to do is let's add ourselves a capsule. So let's put it on the ground. Back to the inspector. So here's our NPC. We'll just even call that. So in order to get this running, first of all, we want to make sure it's a state machine. And then we can add the Navmesh pathing manager to it. We can see it takes you can add animation to it so that it has walk animations. We're not going to do that because it's just a capsule. So now that we've added this, if you remember, we have our navigation system, so let's add our navigation service to the scene as well. So new services, pathing service. Okay, and then this defaults to pathing type of Navmesh. These other things are for the other type of pathing, so we can just ignore them. We're good to go. In fact, I'm not even sure that you really need the pathing service here. So the next thing we should do with our NPC is let's add a couple states here. So this first state we'll call patrol. And then we'll create another one for wander. And then another one for follow. We could also actually do a move to mouse, right? So let's go like this. Okay, so for the patrol state, right? First thing we want to do is make some patrol points. So let's actually just do these as little spheres. Let's make it small. And let's remove its collider so that nobody's going to collide with it. So we'll add one right about where this guy starts. We'll call this waypoint. Now, when you build these, you're probably not going to want them to be to actually show as a sphere. You probably just want an empty game object. So we're just using these for their positioning. So I'll put one over here. Let's move it up a little bit. And then I'll put one over here. And then I'm just hitting Control D to duplicate these. And then one over there. So for patrol, we just wanted to loop through those, right? So let's add a looping action. And then we'll set that to be serial. We'll set infinite loops. no delay. And then we will add a navigate action. In fact, we're going to add 4 of them, right? So, on navigate action, we can set our animation here if we wanted to. We want to set the target, obviously, to owner, destination, named. We'll start off with, actually we want to do waypoint 1 is the first one, because we're already at the first waypoint. We can ignore this group because that's only for the other types of pathing. So then this next navigate action, we'll go to the next, oops. I'll set this to named, and we'll set that there. For this one, set to named, set it to that. For this one, set it to named, and set it to the first. Okay. So when it's in the patrol action, it should go all the way around here. Now we need to actually tell it that we want to start into the patrol. So let's see how that works. See, it's moving around here. It's got to the first waypoint. It seems to have skipped a waypoint. Well, looks like this one was incorrect. Oh, destination navigate. Oh, we dragged in the wrong thing. I think we want this one in there. Let's try that. Oops. Let's try that again. All right, so it's going over to that first waypoint, and now it's going to go to that second waypoint. And now it's going to that third waypoint, and then back to the start. And it's just going to keep doing that. We could add a delay action in between each navigation, and that would cause it to pause at the waypoint. So the navigate action, it goes to the destination, and the action is running that whole time. There's other actions that we could have used, such as the set navigation destination, but that's an instant action. It instantly sets the destination, and then the action is done while the NPC continues to move. So let's implement wander here. Wander is also pretty easy, and let's also do a looping action again. So the next thing we want to do is we want to, again, use a navigate action. And the destination, right, we want to keep this as owner. So this is a target position, so it has an offset that we can add. So let's say within 10 of X and Z, and we're going to randomize the offset so that it's going to be somewhere randomly between 5 and negative. Actually, let's set this to 20. So it's going to be randomly between negative 10 and positive 10 for X and Z. And again, we could set the animation and all that stuff. So after we do this, I think let's add a delayed action. Or we can actually add our delay to our loop here. We can give it a 2-second pause. And then let's go back up to our NPC, set its initial state to wander, and then give it a go. So let's take a look here. It's hit paused. It's going somewhere else. Paused. It's going somewhere else. Paused again. See, it's just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Alright. The next thing we can implement here is follow. So for follow, I think once again we'll use the looping action. This time we're going to use it a little differently. So we're going to add a delay of 1 second. And underneath the looping action, we're going to add a set navigation destination action. And we're going to come in here. Destination is going to be the player. And let's give that an offset as well. And we'll just randomize that. So somewhere around the player. Actually, let's not randomize that. Let's just always set it to be near the player. All right. So that's going to set that every second. And we can go back to our NPC, change it to follow, and see what happens. Now it's coming over. It's right near us. Let's move away. Here it comes. Up. We can even, whoops. Can go around over here. Look, it's our buddy. Come up here. Oh, there's our buddy again. We can move around over here. And it's always just going to follow us. Pretty straightforward. Next thing we might want to do is have the NPC move to where we click on the mouse. So let's add a mouse button trigger. And then under that, let's add a set navigation destination. And then we're going to set this to use mouse, and we want to do a raycast. So it's going to go to wherever we click the mouse, basically, and we want to do this continuously so that it will keep following the mouse. Let's go back up to our NPC, set it move to mouse is the initial state. Let's give it a try. Oh, we ended up clicking somewhere. So we can click over there, click over here. I can click way over there. Up on this ramp. And now, since we did continuous, we can just hold down the mouse button, and you see how set navigation and destination action is active. Well, now it's just following our mouse around. Tell it to go over there. Tell it to go over there. Go. So the other thing we could do, let's go back to patrol for a minute here. So how about we make it run between these two? So let's add set navigation speed. Let's move it up between those two. And let's set it to 10. And then duplicate that. Set it over there. Set it back to 5. So now it's going to walk a lot faster, or it's going to run to this waypoint, whatever one. That's 3. All right. So how do we set that back? Yep, we set that back to patrol. So let's give it a try here. So it's going to go normal speed to that waypoint, normal speed to the next waypoint. You can see which one's active over there. Now it's going to start running. See how much faster that was? And now it's back to normal speed. We might have made it a little faster. Now it's going to run. There's a little bit of ramp up in the speed of the walking, so it's not getting totally all the way up to speed, I don't think, because this is a short distance. But you can see it's going a lot faster. So one other thing that we could add over here to our move to mouse is we could add another trigger to stop pathing. So mouse button trigger. Let's set this one to button number 1. And then let's add a clear navigation destination on the owner. So what that will do is that will just stop him in his tracks. So let's go back up here, set this to move to mouse. So when we left click, it's going to go wherever we click. So right there. And if we right click, it's going to stop. So left click, right click, left click, right click. I'd say that about wraps it up for the navigation system. Now, one thing you should note is that all of these actions that we've talked about, these will work with any of the navigation systems that we've covered in other videos. In this video, you should have learned how to set up Navmesh navigation, add a navigation manager to an NPC, and then how to make that NPC do several different behaviors, such as patrol, wander, follow, and moving to the mouse. I hope you found this video informative and useful. Let us know in the comments if there are other videos or tutorials you'd like to see. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on social media for the latest videos and other news. For more information on CAT and how it can help you build and prototype games faster, please visit catgamebuilder.com. I'm Mike Handberger with Tricky Fast Studios. Thanks for watching.